Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy watching the video and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's start the first story.
I've realized my wife is a predator. Never used to really think too much about it or find it weird. But seeing my daughter grow up, it's been harder to ignore. She's 13 and it kind of finally dawned on me how wrong our relationship is. I haven't said anything yet and don't know how to really deal with it. My high school had I guess you could call it a mentor program, where they had some older students come help the new ones adjust to high school. The idea was that we would be able to talk to older students about things and get advice that teachers wouldn't, though it wasn't intensive or huge or anything. I had just started high school, so I would have been 12, while she was 18. I was a shy kid and struggled with school, but she basically took me under her wing. No other mentor student acted like she did, but she made it seem like it was about helping me. She first said I reminded her of herself when she was younger, while later on she would say it's because she loved me. It started normal, but slowly got more inappropriate. When I was 14 we started secretly dating, and started openly dating when I was 16. We married and had our daughter at 19. My parents didn't care, they liked her. And still do. They think I'm lucky to have a wife like her. For me it all seemed so normal. I loved her, I still love her so much. Our relationship has been so happy. Yet just imagining it happening to my daughter makes me feel so disgusted. The more I think about it, the more conflicted I feel. I love her, I'm so happy with her. I don't want to lose her, but I feel so angry and disgusted. I don't know how she could do that, but then I can't imagine life without her and especially our daughter. It feels so horrible, but it's not like I can do anything about it. I don't even know if I want to. It's just not fair. Smallfry007, when I was 14 we started secretly dating. The fact that you were keeping it a secret means on some level she knew it was wrong. Realizing you were groomed after the fact can be tough, I can relate. I imagine you are rethinking every interaction you had with her while you were dating. I suggest therapy for yourself and maybe as a couple if you feel safe bringing it up with her. Look out for similar signs with your daughter. Edit. OP mentions in a later comment that their first time was shortly after they started dating when he was 14, meaning she was 20. That's honestly sick and there's no justifying it. She has been your only partner and all you've known since you were literally a child, so I understand how the "just divorce" comments are unhelpful, but you need to take a closer look at the person she is. Would she be okay with that kind of relationship for your daughter? Does she have any remorse? Therapy. OP, she told me that her parents didn't want her dating, and I believed her. Though looking back, it was almost certainly what you've said. Therapy will probably help, but I don't want her to get in any legal trouble. It was wrong, but I love her still, even if it doesn't make sense, and I'm definitely going to watch out for my daughter. I don't want this happening to her. That's how I came to this realization. Spacegirl 2820, not the same situation. My children's dad got with me when I was 15 and he was 20. At the time I thought I was all grown up and flattered he was interested in me. At 16 I was pregnant with my eldest daughter. I had her a month after my 17th birthday. At 22 I had my youngest daughter. Years later when the girls got to the age I was when I had them, they started to look at it like you. The both have said that it's actually really messed up how young I was and they saw their dad in a different light. Sonoran_ghosts, same thing happened with my little sister. She is over a decade younger than me and was the last sibling living at home with our mom. She started sneaking out of the house at night to meet some dude she met online. We found out when she got pregnant at 15 that dude was 24. First time I met him, my brother and I beat him bloody. Told him what he did was wrong and that we should have beaten him into a coma for it. We held back because there was a child involved and we told him as much. Told him he was now responsible for this child and my sister's well-being and he better take it seriously and to get a job to support them and stop being a loser. Told him the other option was he goes to prison. He did just that. Nothing but respect for my mom and sister and never even a hint of an attitude at my brother and I because he knows we'll do it again. Rubbery_anus, just a word of advice. Firstly, allow yourself to explore these feelings to whatever extent you feel comfortable. To be frank, it sounds like you were groomed, and it's completely understandable that you would now be having mixed feelings about it, having spent so many years in a relationship with the person who groomed you. Secondly though, and perhaps more importantly, don't let anyone else tell you how you should or shouldn't feel. By all means, listen to people's opinions if you find them valuable, and engage in dialogue with others if you find it helpful. Just don't let anyone tell you your feelings are invalid or incorrect. For example, if you spend some time thinking about this situation and eventually come to the conclusion that while you recognize your wife's behavior was inappropriate, you nevertheless love her and want to stay with her, you don't need to listen to anyone insisting that you're damaged goods and your positive feelings only exist because she manipulated you into feeling them, or anything like that. You're an adult, you get to decide how you feel today about something that happened in the past. That doesn't mean what she did was right, not by a long shot. It just means that you get to decide for yourself how you feel about it, and her, right now. Similarly, if you come to the conclusion that what she did was unconscionable and the love you feel for her today is completely tainted by, or maybe even wholly motivated by, her manipulation of you when you were younger, don't listen to anyone telling you to suck it up, or that all 14-year-old guys would love to be with an older woman, or that boys can't be groomed by women. That's not true in the slightest. Women can absolutely groom men, and it's just as insidious and damaging as when the genders are reversed. A 14-year-old boy is no more capable of providing consent to a sexual relationship with an older woman than a 14-year-old girl is capable of doing so for an older man. Essentially, I'm saying to prioritize your feelings over the feelings other people tell you you should have. Only you have the power to interrogate yourself and truly understand what's motivating you to feel the way you feel. Anything else is just conjecture, and other people's experiences don't always translate to your experiences. Either way, I'm really sorry that you're in this position, and I hope you can work your way through it and find peace, whatever the outcome. And keep being a great dad. Let your daughter know she can always trust you and tell you anything that happens to her, and you'll never get mad. You'll always love and support her no matter what. AITA leaving a family gathering due to my parents always over-complimenting my brother. My brother has had a lot of time for hobbies in recent years. Something he spent a lot of that time on is cooking. Now he is a really good cook. He and his husband have a decent-sized house, so a lot of our routine family dinners are held at their place, and my brother volunteers to cook most of the time. When he does, without fail, as soon as our parents come through the door or we do, it's always, "Smells really good in here, doesn't it? Damn, you were making me hungry from the street," or things along those lines, and they keep saying such things throughout our time there. At first I didn't think one way or another about it. But we're going on well over 2 years of this happening. They never give compliments if I or our other siblings have them over. They didn't say anything about the murals my brother and his wife painted on their walls, very big and hard to miss, until they pointed right at them and asked about it, and all our parents said was, "Oh, that's nice." Our sister is always making bath bombs and candles for her home business, so her place always smells nice too, and they don't say anything about that or encourage her. They just don't give any compliments or acknowledge anything about us, our hobbies, or our homes, but they go overboard with our brother. It's not like they neglected him as a kid and it's some attempt to make up for it. They gave us all pretty equal attention and support growing up. This last time having dinner at my brother's house, I was telling my family about how excited I was for my fiancé to be starting his dream job. My siblings were happy for him, but our parents didn't say anything and went right back to singing their praises of the second coming of culinary Jesus and how he should start a food truck. I was pretty done at that, and instead of being there in an irritated mood, I waited a few minutes and acted like I had gotten a text from a friend and had to go. Said my byes and loves yous and left. A little while later my mom called and asked what was wrong because my family had noticed my phone screen was dark when I pulled it out, so they didn't buy the text story. I told her I just didn't have it in me to sit through another dinner where they forget they have 3 other children with things going on in their lives. They'd like some acknowledgement from them over. I've been at odds a bit with my parents and them telling me I'm being immature. My siblings found out why we're currently fighting, and our brother and his wife are in agreement with me and said they've been getting tired of it too. I've apologized to my brother, but not my parents. So AITA, edit. We bring dishes or someone else cooks when we have dinner at his house and he doesn't want to cook. We also have meals at our houses, and there isn't a peep from our parents. On one hand, yes, he is a better cook and he should get at least a, hey this is good, but when they're taking home half of my Isael's pie when they eat there, she doesn't get anything but a thanks. They use a lot of the products my sister makes, free of charge, and also don't say anything besides thanks, and will stay hands off helping her promote, but they were quick to jump in and tell our brother to go open a food truck and ideas to go about it. That fat guy MJL, honestly I'm wondering if the parents are overcompensating with that sibling due to the fact he's gay. I've noticed it with some parents or family members, who often do it without thinking. They don't want to seem like they disapprove, or have nay issues with, their child being LGBT. So they overly compliment them on everything. I mean it's obvious golden child syndrome, but I'm genuinely curious if they are subconsciously overcompensating so that, in their minds, they don't seem bigoted or unaccepting. Obsentier regardless. Cartlined Witch, NTA, I'm sorry your parents aren't treating you fairly. The fact that your siblings agree and understand is further proof that your parents' favor is noticeable and not okay. Loving and complimenting is cooking is great and they should keep doing that, but they should want to praise you guys as well. Love is not pie, taking a big slice for one child should not leave less for others. It is supposed to be infinite. _al, info, was this brother always the golden child or did this start as a campaign to support his coming out? OP, no they were pretty good about giving us all equal attention and avoid showing favoritism. My brother has been out for a very long time and they were supportive from the start. This only started in the last few years after he'd been married for a good while. 278, _al, my parents and them telling me I'm being immature, so they dismiss your concerns then go back to their default assholey behavior. You were not wrong to call them out. If I were you, I would keep up the pressure. The next time you are invited to a family get-together, ask your parents whether they plan to acknowledge their other 3 kids. Will it be more the same? If they try to deflect by calling you childish or immature, tell them you won't be attending. And make sure that all of your siblings know what went down. Complete, Potato, 6732, I wondered this. My younger sibling died 10 years ago when they were late teens, illness but unexpected, and they had a very close friend of the same gender. A few days after their death, my dad asked if the two of them were, his words, gay together. I almost laughed in his face, but realized he was dead serious and answered no, they were just friends. My dad replied oh. I always hoped they were in like. I never knew, but I think my dad secretly wanted a gay kid, or he just wanted my sibling to have been in a relationship. Either way, it was weird and never been spoken of since. NTA, BTW, call out parents for their BS, and you removed yourself so that you wouldn't have a blow-up row.